rescue missions, always ready to rescue Grenada with resilience, courage, and unwavering leadership. Founded in the early 1980s during a time of great uncertainty, Grenada was still reeling from the aftermath of the revolution, especially the violent way it ended. Fragile and yearning for stability in 1984, leaders from across the region gathered on Union Island with the three existing political parties in Grenada at the time, namely the Grenada National Party, the GNP, led by Herbert Blaise, the National Democratic Party, the NDP, headed by George Brizan, and the Grenada Democratic Movement, GDM, headed by Dr. Francis Alexis. That meeting in Union Island resulted in the formation of the new National Party, the NNP. At the inaugural meeting of the newly formed NNP, Herbert Blaise was elected as the political leader, with our present leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell, appointed as the General Secretary. In December 1984, the first parliamentary general elections post-revolution were held. The new National Party won 14 of the 15 seats, and Herbert Blaise was elected Prime Minister. His vision was a united Grenada, with key pillars being economic and infrastructure development, tourism, and strong international relations. His humility and dedicated service to restore our democracy and rebuild our institutions will always be etched in our history. Internal differences between the leaders of the three parties that formed the NNP saw the exit of George Brizan and Dr. Francis Alexis in 1987. They subsequently formed the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, with George Brizan as the political leader and leader of the opposition in Parliament. By 1989, Dr. Mitchell became the leader of the NNP. In 1990, the NNP lost the general elections to the NDC, and Grenada was again faced with major challenges. Grenada's weak growth performance during the period 1990 to 1994 was attributed to a continuous contraction in agricultural output, which declined each year. In addition, the construction industry experienced a major contraction in 1992 due to the sharp fall in public sector investment. In 1993, output declined in the mining and quarrying, construction, and manufacturing sectors, as well as in agriculture. Gross domestic expenditure declined continuously from 117.4% of GDP in 1990 to 102.1% of GDP in 1994. By 1995, the new National Party was called upon by the people of Grenada to perform its second rescue mission under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell. The work of the NNP team and the clarion call for inclusivity during that period of service led to the party's first historic clean sweep victory in 1999. With the exceptional leadership of Dr. Mitchell, the NNP team went on to shape some of the most defining moments in our nation's history post the period of the revolution, leading the country through its darkest hours of two major hurricanes, Ivan and Emily, a world financial crisis, and a pandemic. Grenada suffered damages in excess of 200% of its gross domestic product, GDP, as a result of the hurricanes. Team NNP was charged with the responsibility to manage the rebuilding process in collaboration with the social partners, including the opposition. Worthy of mention are a few of the key Build Back initiatives: distribution of free material support, the reconstruction of 200 homes for vulnerable families, the negotiation of 6 housing schemes, most of which we have today: Soubise, Montrush, St. David's, Diamond, and Beausejour, rebuilding of 2 national stadiums, negotiation with the U.S. aid to build 1,200 houses, negotiations with the US aid to finance the cost of homes for 150 families, cap on gas price, reduction in property taxes, provision of planting materials, fertilizers, labor support, equipment, and grant support to farmers to compensate for their lost income. Fisher folks were given grant support to repair their boats, replace engines, other equipment, and to compensate for interim loss of livelihood. The new National Party was asked by the people of Grenada to sit out the period 2008 to 2013 in the governance of the country. But by 2011-2012, the cries of yet another rescue mission were heard. In 2013, in true NNP fashion, we armed ourselves for the battle, and in 2013, we took on the fight and were victorious. From his first entry into Parliament in 1984, Dr. Mitchell's leadership became a symbol of progress, leading to two more historic election victories in 2013 and 2018, where the NNP won all 15 seats. A powerful testament to the unwavering trust and confidence of the Grenadian people. This era of the NNP saw heightened collaboration with our social partners to craft a homegrown structural adjustment program. The key objectives of this program were increase growth, restore fiscal and debt sustainability, strengthen the financial sector, while ensuring that social safety net programs such as the Support for Education, Empowerment and Development SEED program better targeted poor and vulnerable households, and that a targeting instrument was utilized to more objectively identify beneficiaries. During this rescue mission, Team NNP reduced unpaid claims of $100 million and had an average GDP growth rate of 5% and above consistently. The national debt was significantly reduced, moving from 108% of GDP to 57.7% before COVID-19, a drastic decrease in unemployment from over 40% to under 15%. The NNP spearheaded the construction of two national stadiums, expanded the cruise port to accommodate over 300,000 visitors annually, and upgraded more than 1,500 kilometers of farm roads, making life easier for our farmers and boosting agricultural production. In the realm of social progress, the NNP's legacy is undeniable. We brought clean, potable water to over 95% of households, expanded electrification to rural areas, and revolutionized telecommunications, making high-speed internet accessible to schools and homes across the nation. Education was a cornerstone of the NNP's commitment to the nation. The government awarded over 3,000 scholarships, providing access to higher education for students who would otherwise not have the opportunity. Through programs like the Imani, Empower, Project Fly, Youth Biz, Aspire, Reach, and Youth in Agriculture, the NNP empowered thousands of young people with skills training, job placement opportunities, and the chance to build a better future through scholarships and other support programs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the NNP protected the livelihoods of thousands of Grenadians through physical measures that stabilized the economy and prioritized public health. Over 7,500 families benefited from housing initiatives, and as of June 2022, the NNP was paying pensions to 2,200 retirees with an average annual budget of $75.4 million. These victories were more than just political successes. There were endorsements of NNP's dedication to the people of Grenada. Dr. Mitchell's leadership brought about significant economic progress. Today, Grenada finds itself at another critical crossroad. The current NDC administration's mismanagement has weakened our economy, eroded key institutions, and undone much of the progress the NNP worked so tirelessly to secure. Under the NDC, serious crime and inflation are skyrocketing, the quality of healthcare deteriorating, and the people are once again bearing the brunt of poor governance. As history has shown, when Grenada calls, the NNP is always ready to respond. We stand ready to rescue, rebuild, and restore. This isn't just a mission, it's a promise. From providing water to every home, paving roads that connect communities, and supporting families with housing, to educating our youth and boosting our economy, the NNP has always been the driving force behind Grenada's greatest achievements. The NNP has always been there to rescue Grenada. We are ready to lead again. We will bring Grenada back to stability, prosperity, and unity, lifting our nation to the heights and respect it deserves. Together, we will rescue Grenada because we have done it before and we will do it again.
Good evening. Good evening, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And of course, we must also give a shout out to all those who are joining us through social media, whether they are here locally with us, regionally, or internationally. All of the Grenadians and other people who are in the diaspora, we welcome you. We welcome everyone to this meeting of the new National Party, a party of progress, a party with purpose, a party that has positive move, and a party of people. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we are not here to point fingers at anyone. But we are here to open up the eyes of the people to what is happening in our country. We are here to speak the truth. Because what we are seeing happening in our country is not just confusion, but a total collapse. A collapse from parliament to the villages, from the villages to the cabinet. Lack of leadership, lack of direction. And of course, it is not my place to talk about all of it, but we do have people that will. And as per usual, at our meetings or any function of the party, we always put God first. Yes? And to acknowledge his presence here tonight, I'm calling on Miss Laurel Frame. She must be somewhere very close, inside or outside, to please come and let us. She doesn't want to come up to the mic. You think you're loud enough from there? Where is Laurel? Please. Oh, I thought this was the lady coming. I don't know. I don't know who Laurel is. No, forgive me for that. So I saw this lady walking up and I absolutely thought it was her. Okay. Oh, she's here now. We can't miss her. Certainly. So let us reverence the Lord as Laurel comes to remind us that he's always with us.
Shall we stand and reverence God? Hallelujah. Glory be to the Most High God. Heavenly Father, who sits on thy throne tonight. Oh God, I come before you tonight to ask you for forgiveness for whatever we have done tonight. Oh God, as we come to this meeting tonight, whatsoever we listen, whatsoever we hear, asking you, God, that we pay close attention to the words and take it into consideration tonight. I ask you, oh God, to be with us, oh God, and stay with us tonight. Never leave us alone tonight, blessed Father. Oh God, as you know what is affecting the world today, so much pertinent issues in our country, oh God. I pray, oh God, that to whatever it is tonight, let it avail, oh God, and bring, blessed full Father, a light, oh God, unto it tonight, blessed Jesus. I asking you, oh God, look at Jamaica in your hand tonight, Father. Look at those people, oh God. I asking you, oh God, remember them and bring an aid to them tonight. So let joy may come to them tonight. Whatsoever it is, oh God, that is bothering them tonight, oh God, I asking you, oh God, to bless them and reach out and touch them. Father, you know the reason and you know the purpose we are here tonight. Oh, Father, the political leader is on our way tonight. I ask you, oh God, that a guide and a protector on our way tonight. Father, grant us a listening ear as we listen our parliamentary rep, Jelani. Father, I ask you, oh God, to bless him, oh God, and to give him a heart desire, oh God, to push forward and never to give up tonight, blessed full Father. Oh God, give him the strength and the courage. It's not an easy battle that he is fighting, oh God. But let him fight it, oh God. And I say victory in your name. I pray, oh God, in Jesus' name, Father, as we declare tonight, oh God, blessed full Father. And oh God, as we proceed tonight, may you listen. May you grant us a listening ear, oh God, Father. And bless us all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
We thank you very much, Laurel. But let's stay standing because we need to do the national anthem. The DJ would give us the song.
Kind of cool, but everybody join with me and sing the national anthem tonight. Hail Grenada, land of force, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our one. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Laurel. We do need a lot of prayers. Grenada needs a lot of prayer. The region needs a lot of prayer as we I will fight with all my might. Oh, you can count on me, working for my party. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. On me, working for my party. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Very much. As I recognize and welcome our political leader. And along with her, we have long serving stalwarts like Sister Clarice, Mother Scoring, the MP for St. Mark's. We have with us Brother Bertrand John, who is the caretaker for St. Patrick's, is Sister Amanda Japal Williams, caretaker for St. Andrew's Southwest. And of course, your own caretaker here in St. Patrick's West, Brother Jelani Glynn. I see executive members and long-serving stalwarts of our party right before us. Sister Brenda Hood, we are so happy to have you here with us. From St. David's, our dear sister, we see Brother Matterson, yes, from, is it Wester Hall? Yes, I think that's where you reside. Just wanting to make sure. And of course, you're the people of St. Patrick's and the surrounding constituencies. We welcome all of you and we are happy to have you. Tonight, we're here for serious business. Yes? And the first speaker I want to bring to you is someone that is grounded within the constituency. A gentleman who understands leadership from the ground up, not leadership from behind a desk or somewhere inside of an airplane. He understands it because he practices it and he knows it. And he is no other than the caretaker for St. Patrick's East. Let's put our hands together for Brother Bertrand John.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grenadian rebirth is truly on its way. The deliverance that we promised, that daily continues.
We know how we are, but we don't know how we go get. Let me continue the progress.
Good night, everyone. Yes, I heard you. And you notice that I have difficulty speaking. The reason why I have difficulty speaking is because I'm speechless. Looking at your beautiful faces, my tongue's just tied. Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely happy to see you tonight. So, before I actually get into the heat of things, I would like to recognize our hard-working political leader, and trust me, she is very hard-working. Our hard-working political leader, Sister Honorable Emmeline Pierre. I would like to also recognize my other colleagues at the head table, Sister Clarice Modeste, Sister Japal, and my brother Jelani. Tonight, I am speaking here as a son of the soil, somebody who born and grew in St. Patrick. And as a young man growing up, I've walked the same street that you know walking. I share the same road that you're now using. And also, I heard you cry. That's why I'm standing here. I heard you cry. I heard you cry for justice, ladies and gentlemen. I heard you cry for a better tomorrow. My brothers and sisters, I stand before you tonight not to play politics, but to speak the truth. And I know you know what is the truth. Though we have some leaders in Grenada who have difficulty speaking the truth, I would like to tell you something about the truth before we move on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tell you what, the truth, it will outlive every one of us inside of here. Everyone, the truth will outlive us. The truth will set us free. Yes, that's true. Because I know your pain, and I seen all the mothers inside of here. I've seen and I feel your struggle. I know what it is you're going through. I know how hard it is when the day comes by to make a dollar stretch. The only people who are able to make a dollar stretch in Grenada are the women. All the women inside there, give yourself a big round of applause. I see the mothers struggling. I see the farmers toiling in the sun. And tell you what, while the farmers are toiling in the sun, trying to make ends meet, trying to be productive, trying to develop the country, you know what it is happening? Not too far from here. We have a community center that is filled up our irrigation equipment and equipment for agriculture. And it's been locked up for the last year. And yet still we are talking about transformation. Like this transformation doesn't have a time. You understand? So you will go through 5 years and you will tell me, you know something? We are going to transformation still. Well, there is a difference between transformation and regression. I think we are regressing. There is a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. I see the young people also. I know, I've seen you. You're full of dreams and potential. But I can see also that you are losing faith because of lack of opportunity. Because you are being treated as a stranger in your own land. The government keeps saying that we are delivering. But I want to ask, delivering what? Huh? Delivering higher cost of living? Delivering higher electricity bill? Delivering hardship and hopelessness? That's what I see. And you can't tell me I'm blind. I'm not wearing glasses, but I'm not blind yet. My people, this is not the Grenada we deserve. We deserve better leadership. We deserve leadership that listen, that stand for something, that protect the value and dignity of our nation. That's the kind of leadership that we deserve. And that is why tonight, I want to speak to you directly and fearlessly about something that is troubling me. And I know your people, I say troubling me, and I can see on your people's face, what it is troubling BJ? Well, what it is troubling me is not what you're thinking. What is troubling me is the age of civil responsibility bill that I want to talk to you about a little bit tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this bill is not just a piece of paper. It is a direct attack on the innocence of our children and the moral fabric of our society. That is what this current leadership in our country set out to do. How can we, as a people, stay silent when laws have been pushed that can open up doors for exploitation and confusion among the young people in our country? How can we as mothers and fathers, leaders and citizens stand by quietly while decisions that affect the future of our country are being made without any consultation whatsoever and any explanation? We're not going to accept that. Trust me, we're not going to do it. This is taking us a little too far. We're not doing it. And trust my word and mark it too, we're not doing it. We must not be voiceless and fearful people. Now is the time for us to rise up. Rise up peacefully but firmly. And make our voices be heard. We must stand together and say no to any law that threatens the moral foundation of this nation. We're going to say no. We must remind those in power that Grenada children is not for your political experiment. Go and do it with your children, not the children of this nation. They are the future and the pride, and we have a responsibility to protect them. And I don't care who is who and what you want to say. I know for certain that a 12-year-old cannot make the right decision on their own constantly. They will make mistakes. And more mistakes than we actually think. Because of the age that they find themselves in. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you people here was 12 years old? Everybody? Well, the kind of last they want to pass in Grenada here. You have some people that wasn't 12 years old, you know. Because if you was ever 12 years, you're not going to make that kind of decision. I know they appear as though they make some of them and they didn't born and they never was 12 years. But tell you what, our children at 12 years old need guidance. And they need parental guidance. And I don't want this politician and them to think that our silence is acceptance, you know. We're just quiet, but we're not accepting this one. All right? The young people are paying attention, and our fathers and mothers are also paying attention. And tell you what, when the time comes, and the time is coming fairly quick, you know, we will speak louder than any of the speech that those politicians make in Parliament, and we're going to be speaking louder than all the speeches they make on the political platform. So, colleagues, under the leadership of the new National Party that always believe that government must serve the people, not control them, but protect families, not endanger them. We are thinking about building a nation. And if you are thinking about building a nation, you need good leaders and you need a good political party. And mark my words, NNP is the best political party in this country. Yes, we are in opposition now, but we are not defeated. We are not defeated. We are preparing for you, with you, and because of you. To bring Grenada back to the people, back to progress, back to prosperity. But we cannot do it alone, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. We need everybody here. We need your help. We need everyone on the outside. We need people in the diaspora to also help. So I want you to understand that you need to register. You need to speak out. You need to stand up. You need to encourage your neighbor and your friends that hang on. We need change, and that change is soon coming. And you can only achieve that change by supporting the new National Party. I want your voice to be heard across the nation. And we need to send that message. And that message is that not because we are silent, you cannot mislead us. We are more clever than that. We have the experience that would not allow you to mislead us. So, ladies and gentlemen, there will come a time, and it's coming very soon, that the people will speak. And together, we will send a clear, defined, and strong messages that no government, again, wouldn't be able to do what this current one is doing. And we will let them know who truly hold power, you know. The power is in the hands of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. My brothers and sisters, on a serious note, the work and the task ahead, it will not be easy. But I promise you, you are not alone. I am working with you. I will spend my time besides you. I will stand with you. And together, under the green banner of the new National Party, we'll lift our people out of poverty, prosperity. We will definitely bring to them, and we will ensure that they don't have to go through all this despair that they are now going through. We will bring hope to the people. This is our moment, colleagues. Everyone who is sitting here tonight, and the people who are standing on the outside, people in the diaspora, people who are listening to us virtually, this is our time. This is the time for us to fight. This is our Grenada. Let us all rise up, speak together, march forward together, not in fear, but in faith. We are going to walk in faith, knowing fully well that better days are coming. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of speakers tonight and we had a late start. So, as usual, I will cut this short. However, before I leave, I want to tell you something. That we are nothing without God. And I know that St. Patrick's is a blessed place. Is a blessed place. And you have a very competent person in the name of Mr. Jelani Glean, representing St. Patrick's West. So I would like you to support him to the fullest. Give him, yes, I'm hearing you. Give him your full support. Ensure that he is victorious at the next poll. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I just want to tell you how much I love you, how much I care about you. You love me too, darling? I love you more. Darling, I'm a jealous person, you know. You can't share that love. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that I love you. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of the program. And I love you dearly.
Let me continue the progress. I'm telling you flat, we don't tell out NNP is the best. Let me continue the progress.
Thank you, Brother Butcher John, BJ. Thank you for those powerful words. Yes, we did not only hear the pain of the people, but we heard from you the pride of what tomorrow can be. We have done it before, and certainly we will do it again. Our next speaker, brothers and sisters. But before I tell you something about the next speaker, BJ asked, what this government bring in for you? And somebody called me while I was sitting there, you know. They said, Mr. Bowler, tell him only pain, pressure, and problem. PPP. PPP. That's the name of the new party. Pain, pressure, and problem. Our next speaker echoes the voice and the cry of the youth. A woman of small size, but one who carries the fire of the next generation. One who brings you hope when she speaks. So my people, help me to welcome to the podium Sister Amanda Japal Williams.
Say house, house, house. And if you believe that you have made the right choice, say house, 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 house. We have made the right choice and we will rescue Grenada.
She look about she calawa, full of vibes, full of style and character. On the night qualified, versatile, very wise, very nice, and the list goes on and on. Represent the house, we can fall apart, place we feel safe like a baby in his father's arms. On top of that, she humble like a lamb, yeah, fiana that. Hear them chanting, Amanda, who the people are, Amanda.
A special good evening to everyone, our political leader, members of the head table, my colleagues, and to all of you joining us here tonight. Again, a special good evening to you. NNP-ites! NNP-ites! You know, it's always a privilege to stand among people who deeply care about the future of our nation. Because tonight isn't just another political gathering. It's a reminder of what's at stake here in Grenada. Tonight, I want to speak briefly about leadership, youth, and silence. The truth is, we are raising a generation that is full of potential, but trapped in limitation. I meet young people every day who are creative, capable, and driven, yet they are invisible in a system that has forgotten how to see them. And yet here we are with a youthful government who ain't doing a thing for youths in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, the very youths they claim to represent. I tell you this, that leadership isn't about photo ops. It isn't about slogans. Leadership is about impact, results, and service. Leadership is not about position. It's about presence. It's about showing up, standing firm, and serving the people who placed their trust in you. And yet, over the past 3 years, Grenadians have watched a government that makes decisions behind closed doors, with no consultation, no conversation, and certainly no consideration for the very people they claim to serve. Led by someone who is rarely ever present in the country. And somebody said to me, maybe the Wi-Fi signal abroad stronger than the one we have in Grenada because you have no connection to the people down here. We have someone sitting at the helm talking about leveraging themselves as if they are the most important thing in Grenada, as if the story of this nation revolves around them and not around the hard-working men and women who built it. And then we ask, what about the farmers who wake before dawn to feed us, the teachers shaping our children's future, the elders who carried this country on their backs, and the youths that are ready to take the baton forward? Leadership is not about me. It's about us. It's about understanding that this country was built by ordinary Grenadians, people who have worked hard, prayed hard, and believed that together that we could rise. But if leadership means having young people, we always deliver. because that is what real leadership looks like. That is the kind of leadership that Grenada deserves. Not one that hides behind fancy words and foreign trips, but one that stands with the people, for the people, and among the people. And you know what among the people means? It means walking beside the next generation, our young men and women, our dreamers, our doers, and our future leaders. NNP, we understood that you can't build a nation by ignoring its youth. So we invested in them, and we created paths for them to prosper. And that is why, when you think of Project Reach, Project Fly, Empower, the Imani, Youth Biz, Youth Parliament, when you think of our stadiums, our cruise ship terminals, and our infrastructure, you see impact and not promises. And we did that. And while poor leadership weakens a country, I want to tell you this: silence destroys it. Because when we stay quiet and when we sit back thinking that's not my business, decisions still get made, policies still get passed, and money still gets spent. The only difference is it's done without you. And the cost of your silence is everywhere you look. It shows up in the things that hit closest to home. Talented young people waiting for opportunities that never come. Parents choosing between electricity bills and milk for their babies. Roads crumbling with potholes that swallows our tires. And clinics open, but the shelves are empty. Your apathy decides the cost of living, the state of our schools, the quality. Your communities suffer, and the leaders you get are the ones left unchecked. Silence is not neutral. It is surrender. It compounds. It failures into crisis and small injustice into permanent loss. And by letting others decide the life you, your children, and your neighbors will live. But when we rise, when we organize, when we speak up and demand better, that is when real change begins. Because silence is expensive, and Grenada has paid enough. So tonight, I am saying to every Grenadian, reclaim your power. You decide the direction of your community, of your family, of your nation. Because when you leave your future in education, why do we let strangers make those decisions about our lives while we sit in silence as if we have no stake in this house called Grenada? Because make no mistake, this is our house. Every hill, every village, every child's dreams, it belongs to us. And if you don't defend your house, don't be shocked when it falls apart. You can't protect your home by staying on the porch. You can't build your nation by sitting on the fence. You've got to get involved. The ballot is your shield. Your vote is your weapon. And your voice is your defense. And your silence is surrender. So never surrender, because every vote counts, every single one of it. Because if you don't choose, someone else will choose for you. And they will choose what benefits them and not you and your family. So if you want better leadership, I tell you to choose the new National Party. And if you want better programs, choose the new National Party. And if you want better representation, choose the new National Party. If you want results and not excuses, choose the new National Party. If you want your roads built, youths employed, your clinics stocked, choose the new National Party. And if you want leaders who show up and not just show off, then you choose the new National Party. If you want a government that listens, a government that cares, a government that delivers, choose the new National Party. Because the new National Party, they don't just talk. We deliver. We have done it time and time again. Not with empty promises, but with a proven record of results. And our vision has always been clear. Health, education, and productivity. Health, because a nation cannot progress if its people are unwell. Education, because opportunity begins with knowledge. Productivity, because prosperity must be earned through effort, creativity, and innovation. We are not building followers. We are cultivating leaders. We are not asking you to follow. We are asking you to lead with us. We see a Grenada where every young woman can open a business without begging for favors, where a young man from Tivoli can get a job, where our artists can live off their craft, where students can learn in schools powered by technology, and where our farmers can feed our nation. A Grenada where leadership isn't just about family name, but it's about service. That is the Grenada that we're building, hand in hand and heart to heart with you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And Brother BJ touched on this, speaking about the family. It bothers me too. And I'll just say this because he touched on it a lot. If the family is broken, our nation will be broken as well. Everything begins and ends with our families. This is where we learn discipline, compassion, faith, and respect. And this government talks about empowerment, but attempts to pass laws that weaken the home instead of strengthening it. And I tell you this, empowerment doesn't mean excluding parents. We as a nation cannot preach about God and family values on one hand and pass laws that divide the family on the other. Freedom should not come at the cost of our family and our children. Guidance builds confidence, and trust builds character. And it's laughable because the same ministers who could barely manage their own ministries, who can't even fix a road, who can't even keep the hospital stocked or pay attention to the youths, now they want to make decisions for our children. Tell them they better will and come again. Because if we keep allowing others to rewrite our values, one day we wouldn't recognize the Grenada that we claim to love. Brothers and sisters, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I ask you to rise up and stand for something. Because if we don't do that, we will fall for anything. Rise up and stand up for our youths. Rise up and stand up for our elders, our children, our family, our future, and our country, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I want you to choose a government, again, that has done and will continue to do right by the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And let us build a Grenada, not for some. A Grenada not where people have to state who they support. Let us build a Grenada for all. Let us go green. Support the new National Party. Stand with the new National Party. Choose the new National Party. And you know why? Because our house is solid and our pillars are strong. Our house is solid and our pillars are strong. And if you believe in the new National Party, if you believe in the leadership of Sister Emmeline Pear, say house, 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 house. Brothers and sisters, the new National Party will rescue Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. You have made the right choice. Say house, 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 house. We have made the right choice, and we will rescue Grenada.
She look about she talawa, full of vibes, full of style and character. On the night qualified, versatile, very wise, very nice, and the list goes on and on. Represent the house we can fall apart, place we feel safe like a baby in his father's arms.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. I told you she carries the voice of the youth, but the fire of the new generation. She said it well. She said it well. Opportunities continue to slip away from our people every day. While the price of food and electricity goes up, the hope of our people, especially the youth, keep going down. I could not have said it better. A government that knows how to speak well and bramble the youth well, but deliver nothing to them. Dreams die and despair take over. But we got to move on, right? Yeah, we know who we're voting for. NNP. Yeah. The next speaker is someone who has served well over the years with grace and wisdom. A medical doctor by profession, a former minister, and a mentor to thousands throughout this country. She will speak to you tonight about the state of health care in our country. And she will tell you what happens when a government forgets the vulnerable in our society and doesn't remember the plans and promises that they made to the people of the country. Brothers and sisters, let's put our hands together and welcome Dr. Clarice Modest Cohen.
Exercise your rights and vote for us. NNP will always put you first. Positive achievement for the last 5 years. The goal is to keep moving up and up. I'm talking to you. Keep moving.
Thank you. Thank you. Brother Bola, best MC chairman in the world. Give him a round of applause now, man. The man is good. So good night to my brothers and sisters. Good night to all who are here. Good night to our listening on different media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, all of these things. Good night to all Grenadians, whether at home or abroad. And allow me, my brothers and sisters, to recognize the head table. At the head table, our dynamic, our energetic, indefatigable, she can't tire, political leader, Honorable Emlyn Pierre. To my dear brother from the West, Brother Jelani Glean, caretaker for this constituency. Brother BJ from the East, St. Patrick. And of course, Sister Amanda, the dynamic lady who is going to lead the youth in this country, together with some other leaders, wonderful leaders I see emerging in the new National Party. They energize me. Sometimes I wonder how I keep coming back day after day doing things. But when you have people like Sister Amanda and them, and Brother Diali, who is not here, and a number of other people who have seen the light and are showing the light to the youths, I feel proud to be a part of that. But I also want to ask your permission to single out my sister in the audience, Sister Brenda Hood. Hasn't been with us for a long time. So happy to see you. And also My dear sister, who's always been there. I don't want you to be jealous, both of you all from St. David's. I love all of you. Happy to have you all. My dear people, I've been asked to speak on health. What can I say that you don't know? I don't know. You are the ones who have the iron in your hand. You are the ones feeling the heat. You are feeling the weight of the NDC and the Prime Minister of this country. I know you have cried tears. We just, brothers and sisters, we have to watch the death news. And somebody brought it to my attention. We know the old people had a saying, the green lime does fall and leave the ripe lime. But I said to you, too many green limes are falling. Too many young people are dying in this country without an explanation, without an investigation, without finding why they are dying, and without an effort, without a concerted effort by the government to turn things around so that the health of our nation can truly be the wealth of our nation. So somebody told me that they listen to death news every night, every day. I can't say I do. But they said to me, Doc, I start writing down the ages because I find more young people, more and more young people dying. Have you checked it out, brothers and sisters? They are dying just as the older ones because the interventions and the help that should be available is not there. And by the time they get it, many times it is too late, brothers and sisters. Don't wait until it is your child. Don't wait until it is your little brother or sister. We have a crisis on our hands. The healthcare system is in chaos. It is crumbling, and all of us know it. You go to the medical station, you can't see the doctor because they give you a number, and that is nothing new. But the thing is, if they're there when you have an emergency, we need that too. You go to the Sotes medical station, after the doctor, time gone. They cannot call a doctor to come and attend to you. So you have to go quite a hell in St. Andrews. Marybo, we call it Princess Alice. You have to go up there. But if you're in a serious pain, or if you're in a critical condition, how many of you reach in there in one piece and safe? And then the problem is that if the ambulance gone out, you have to find a big money to pay some kind of taxi or some kind of thing. Brothers and sisters, it's not the fact that things bad, The worst thing is that we under a government, we under siege, we under a government that does not care what happens to us. Because if they care, things could change. They could fix it up. And it's easy to fix, I'm going to tell you all how just now. But if they don't care, crap will smoke with pipe. Brothers and sisters, our healthcare system is hemorrhaging. But the people who can stop the hemorrhage, they're not lifting a finger to stop it, brothers and sisters. And they can. And I will show you how they could just in a while. The persistent shortage or the total absence of medication. Diagnostic things like your x-ray, and so sometimes when it breaks down, it takes long to fix. Because the money that could fix it is being used for other things that are not as important as your health care, brothers and sisters. Brothers, the chronic shortage of nurses and doctors is overwhelming the system. So when those who are there, they work, and they may work double shift, or they're waiting for the time for the next person to relieve them, but they still have to continue to work because there's no relief. Brothers and sisters, I hear they say paper sign. But I'm going to wait and see, because they fool us many times. They try to fool many of us many times. So when you know a thing in the day, you don't have to take light and shine it. They come into the government line. They continue to lie, brothers and sisters, and they continue to think that they're going to fool our people forever, and as long as they want. Tell them that is not so. We have learned our lessons, and we're going to stand up, And we're going to put our eggs in the right place for the government we know that cared about us, brothers and sisters. You know, in Victoria, for example, there wasn't a pharmacist for a little while, for whatever reason, I don't know. And so somebody said to a certain lady who went to get a prescription filled, well, try Tongue now. When the lady went to Tongue, the government pharmacy in St. George, they tell her, well, they only have for Tongue people. And if they start to give them, if they had start to give everybody that come from pharmacies where they do not have a pharmacist, then St. George's would not have. Now, let me tell you, I don't really blame them because each constituency has a quota. But if we have a minister and we have a permanent secretary and we have people responsible to see that pharmacists and so on are deployed, if you don't have, then come up with something that would provide the medication for them. So if your pharmacist falls sick, then have a pharmacy walk in St. George in the morning and go in the afternoon and give those poor people their medication where you do not have a pharmacist. They're not looking for solution. They don't care, brothers and sisters. Let us get this straight. They just do not care. So, brothers and sisters, the polyclinic at St. John. It is in St. John, but that was built for us on the Western Zone. And anybody else. Sister Emily, if she falls sick in the area, if she come by me in Victoria and she falls sick, that is where we should have been able to take her. And then to prevent you from having to go all the way to Maribor to just reach in Guave. And at least, even if you need to go further, they can do what they call stabilize you. If you're in pain, give you something for pain. If your sugar run low, give you something to bring up the sugar. If it is too high, give you something to bring it down. If your pressure is too high, do something in the meantime so that they can stabilize you and then send you further on. It was built for that purpose and it was outfitted for that purpose with everything by Mr. Dabrio, Mr. Alvin Dabrio and myself. We made sure it was there. NNP in action for the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. But what happened? The supplies disappeared. Up to now, we don't know where it went. They can't tell us. And it's the same story. We wanted doctors there 24/7. Maybe resting sometime when there are no patients. But there, when a patient arrives, brothers and sisters, at that center, we cannot call it a polyclinic. Let's call it a white elephant. It's just there. Because it performing the functions as before, from 8 to 4, whatever time, and then everybody has to go about their business. It is so very tragic, so very sad that we've seen what was built to provide services for the people just being there empty and almost useless. And I want to thank the staff, the nurses, the doctors who make themselves available. I want to thank the nurses who make themselves doctors so that they could do something for somebody because there is no doctor around. And we have the social media champions of the world all over, picture all over. They're globe-trotting all over the world. And a wise man, he give us some figures, you know. I want to get it in the right place. He give us a good bit of figures. And he tell us, he say he count about 51 times the Prime Minister travel in a short time. And he say he calculate how much it would cost because he check maybe with the airlines and the first class thing and so on. And he say about a little more than $6 million. 8 millions? Millions of dollars, brothers and sisters. Check for yourself. How much Panadol would I buy? Panadol not expensive, but you need it when you need it. And if it costs $10 and you don't have $10, our government should be providing that for the persons who cannot afford. But no, we have to trot the globe. We had to put us nicely to African wear, and don't get me wrong, I like the African wear too. But the point is, you're wearing that on the people's backs. You're wearing that while people suffer. You're wearing that while people cannot get a scan. You're wearing that when they do not have the money to buy medications. And you sit down comfortable, and you're smiling, and you're taking photo. Papa Mo, we need more than that for Grenadians. We deserve, all of us deserve more than that, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, if the document they sign is true, and we get nurses and we get doctors, then that would be a plus. But if they bring them here, and they treat them as how they're treating Grenadians, pay them when you want, don't pay them the salary when you want, pay them when half the month pass, pay them when the month pass. And not one time, we had an NDC that used to pay salary when they say on the 35th of the month, the 38th of the month. Well, that is happening now. We look at that, they in NDC DNA. Pay people anytime you want. But if they bring them here and they don't pay them, they're going to go. And if you bring them here and you don't give them the instruments that they need to do their work, they're going to get frustrated and leave. And that will not improve healthcare. NDC, do something. All you symbol is the heart. Do something for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique who are hurting. Brothers and sisters, you know, the money alone, as I said, that is being spent, is painful. But you know what? It's the lack of care in a sea. It's as though they're entitled to just spend Grenadians' money how they want, spend it on themselves, increase their salaries, brothers and sisters, without a conscience, without a caring. This is dangerous, it is frightening, because the same people that they went and told lies, that they gave empty promises, no, they're walking on their backs, they're climbing on their backs to get to wherever they want to get whatever they want, to do whatever they want to do without a care. It is very, very disturbing. So you have to have a care. You have to have a conscience. And I am not talking about only the Minister for Health. He tell me sometimes I was giving blows, but it cannot be the Minister for Health alone. The Minister for Finance, the Prime Minister has to lead his team of ministers and say, let us put healthcare first. Let us do what we have to do for the people. Let us allocate some money. Let us forego a trip and leave $1 million there so that Miss Mary in the corner could get her insulin, could get her pressure tablet, and get a little something to eat, because it's getting tough. Brothers and sisters, where is the leadership? Not only the healthcare that is in shambles is just an example, it's a symptom of the chaos, of the dismantling. I don't know if it ever was together, but it is fast unraveling the government of Grenada, brothers and sisters. I hope they call the date soon. Countries in the region are calling the date. NNP is ready anytime. So they have to focus the funds on the healthcare. And the Prime Minister told us that the state, Grenada, cannot pay for healthcare. And he went on further to tell us that no country in the world does it. Ask your family in America about Medicare and Medicaid. And ask them about assistance for children under 16 years of age. And ask them about free assistance for people over 60 years of age in the United States, for people who cannot help themselves. The Great America and many other first world countries and greater countries, they take care of the poor people. Why cannot we try? Why cannot we make a sacrifice? You know, in your own homes. And now you have to make the sacrifice, because in September of this year, they told us, look out, your August bill gone up. in September, when they should have come to tell us since June, July, we are contemplating increasing the bill. Everything that NNP had put on to make it easier for you, we are contemplating taking it back. Tell us, and then you're going to start to save a little penny to pay the bill. Now, so many people are getting a bill, hundreds of dollars more than what they used to pay before. And when you can't pay it, what's going to happen? Disconnection, brothers and sisters. So the children what they want to make decision for, the best decision they could make for them is to lower the electricity so that they wouldn't have to read in candle and lamp. That is the decision they have to make, not the decisions that parents have to make in their home. Make decisions that they can have milk to strengthen their teeth, to strengthen their bones, to help them to learn, brothers and sisters, so that they can get up in the morning and go to school and be strong and come back in the evening. What they need to do is make decisions to put food in the schools, the lunch for the children, so that those who do not have their little lunch bag can pay a few cents or however much it is. Because they say they make it free, but anytime you hear NDC say they're making something free, run. Because they have another way of taking it back. So they make the school feeding program free. Well, it's free. Children free to don't come because when they're hungry, they're free to stay home. That is the kind of freedom we do not want in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, NNP has shown the way how to do it. And they just have to ask some of the senior staff, how did NNP do it? Or come and ask. Ask people like Dr. Kit Mitchell, the Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell. Ask him how he did it. Don't have that kind of false pride, because people are watching you and shaking their heads with shame that Grenada could produce such sons and daughters that cause such destruction in our country. So, brothers and sisters, if our Prime Minister and the ministers travel a little less, we go get some money to improve on health care, to pay a doctor, to pay a nurse, so that they can take care and that they will feel a little more encouraged, brothers and sisters. To pay orderlies so that they can bathe your relatives when they're in hospital and nobody had to call you on the phone and say, come down and clean Jack. We don't have nobody to bathe him. Where you ever hear that in the history of Grenada? This is the worst that we have ever had. There are times when people have to, nurses, short staff, you bathe them, you do something for your family. All of us should be prepared to do that. But we shouldn't be compelled to come and do it because there's nobody to do it for us, brothers and sisters. Something is dreadfully wrong with the system that this government has put in our country. Brothers, the incidence of cancer, it is rising, and this is Cancer Month. And I'm telling myself I shouldn't be too busy with other things. I have to make up in November, however I could, to come and talk to people. And I want to commend our political leader. I did not see the Minister for Health or the Prime Minister, or any one of them, talking about cancer, but she was the one who thought about it and walked the walk and walked the talk so that she can help educate some of us, brothers and sisters. Other than that, I heard very, very little, but cancer is rising. And I hope they bring some people to do research from wherever they sign documents to find out why Grenada's incidence of cancer is the highest in the region and among many countries in the world. We need to study that. We need to find out why. Whatever caused that, I don't know. If the government paid more attention to the needs of our people, what they need to do, stay here a little bit, walk wrong, walk on the ground, walk in the shoes of our people and feel what our people are feeling. Stay a little more. And you notice every time we have a big issue in the country, he not there. It's either he gone or he take long to come back. So he hope when he come back, all the storm will be over. Brothers and sisters, not only is healthcare in chaos, The whole system of governance, the manner of government is crumbling. Leadership is wanted. It is needed badly, good leadership, and is sadly very, very lacking in our country. Brothers and sisters, NNP has done it. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it better. So we upgraded hospital. We put nice place to go and sit down and do X-ray and thing. We do put CT scan. We put little thing. Well, they met wheelchair. He don't have, because I went there with somebody and they asked me if I can get somebody else to hold the person hand on the other side to bring them where they had to go. So I said, where's the wheelchair? They say he don't have. I mean, if wheelchair, I don't know wheelchair have other use. But if wheelchair have other use, I say some people thief in the wheelchair, but I don't think so. And even if you have wear and tear and they get destroyed, oh gosh, get back for 2 wheelchair, buy 2 wheelchair, just leave out 1 trip to Africa, because Africa is plenty thing. Leave out 1 trip and get some wheelchairs in the hospital instead of telling me, go and look for somebody to I hold the right and the person hold the left. But I feel sad for the staff. I feel sorry for the orderlies. I feel sorry for the technicians. I feel sorry for all of them who really make human efforts to bring help. And let us, brothers and sisters, respect them and praise them and realize that sometimes when they don't do, they're just exhausted and they're frustrated. But I want to ask the professionals to have some pity on our people and do the very best you can for all of our people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So we will ensure that people who need it get free health care. But we know we cannot give everybody free health care. So we will energetically and speedily resume our work to pursue national health insurance so that our people who can afford will be able to pay. Brothers and sisters, we feel your pain. I feel your pain. I know, I understand what is going on. And I hope that God will speak to the present government to have pity on the people of Grenada and set the date for election in the next few weeks so that we can come and bring relief in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I thank you.
Party. We're going green all the way. Green. We voting green. Green. We voting green. Green. We voting green. On election day. Green. We voting green. Green. We voting green. Green. We voting.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Modest. We heard you. We know the pain. When the system breaks down, nurses and doctors cannot perform their duties because they lack supplies and equipment. It is painful. When people, or some people, prefer to lie at home than go to the hospital when they fall sick, we know that things are really, really bad. And so it's not just the lack of medication or equipment. We have to consider the fact that this government is just bad-minded and have no conscience. They have no love for people. But I want to remind you one thing before we bring the other speaker. Dr. Modest calling for the data, here he coming soon. So I want to tell the Grenadian people, not just those of you who are here, but those who are tuned in. Remember, the money we do not have now to buy medication and other supplies will be flowing like water. Because they lied to us once before and they got through. This time they won't only lie, but they would have a lot of money to try to bribe you. I ain't telling you take or don't take. If I get, I take in. But I know we are voting because I can't take 5 more years of pain, pressure, and problem. The next speaker is a man whom they have passed the torch to. And he knows that he has to lift it higher. He has to let it blaze brighter. He's a man of purpose, a man of the people, a man who is prepared to work, and a man who is patriotic. He's not going to promise and walk away. He's going to stand with you. He's going to lead with you all the way through. So let us put our hands together, brothers and sisters, for Brother Jelani Glynn, the caretaker for St. Patrick's West, as he comes to speak to you.
We voting NNP again. Call them. Wake them. Tell them. Go out there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And we say, call somebody.
Good night, St. Patrick West. Allow me to recognize at our head table our very, very capable, hardworking, emotionally intelligent, dedicated political leader and soon to be next Prime Minister for Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, our sister Honorable Emmeline Pear, our sister, the old veteran, as Inspector like to call her, from St. Mark, Honorable Corwin, from St. Patrick East, my colleague, my fellow brother, soldier in arms, fellow parishioner, Brother BJ. Give Brother BJ a big round of applause. And my young sister from St. Andrew. I like to call her the firecracker. The rising voice of our youth, Sister Amanda Japal George. And of course, our most distinguished professional chairman for this evening's proceeding, our General Secretary, Brother Bola. Of course, I would also like to recognize those who are viewing online presently, those who would view a little bit later on. A special good evening to you. And once again, I'm so happy to see the turnout here this evening. Can we give ourselves a round of applause? St. Patrick's West, you're looking good. Of course, it is my honor and privilege to stand before you this evening as caretaker for our beloved constituency representing the new National Party. I am here not only as a representative of the NNP, but as your neighbor, your advocate, and your partner in progress. Friends, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the significance of this occasion. This institution, McDonald College, represents the foundation of my personal and academic journey. The very stage upon which I now stand once served as my fourth form classroom and was also the setting where I delivered the thank you speech at my high school graduation ceremony. Friends, within these walls, dedicated educators such as Mr. Leslie Nicholas, now Principal Mr. Carl Andal, Sister Catherine King, Finley Scholar Jeffrey, my father Neville Glean, and former principal Mr. James Alexander, known more affectionately by our alumni as Chief, instilled in me the values of excellence, thoughtful discourse, community service, passionate commitment, resilience, fierce perseverance, and integrity. I continue to remember my classmates, celebrating their achievements and supporting them through challenges. And on that note, I would like to extend my thoughts and prayers to Kedra, Mark, Alice, and their families on the recent loss of loved ones. Today, I am happy to recognize the contributions of distinguished alumni, including Kenny Lalsing, Anthony Boson, Alfred Logie, Aaron Logie, Devon Smith, Rondell Bartholomew, Latisha Cato, A.C. Jesmond Prince, and many esteemed professionals in healthcare, law enforcement, business, and sports that demonstrate the remarkable legacy and inspirational capacity of the McDonald College community. Today, I'm also happy to recognize the principals, staff, and students for their ongoing excellence in academics, sports, and extracurricular pursuits. It is upon this foundation I want to share with you a vision tonight. A vision built on a proven method for real change. A vision rooted in hope and a promise to level up St. Patrick West for every resident, every family, and every future. Let us begin with a theory of change, a powerful framework that asks us not just to what we want to change, but how we will achieve it. A theory of change breaks down the causes of our challenges, sets clear long-term goals, and maps the necessary steps and conditions to reach those goals. It brings clarity to our ambitions and accountability to our actions, ensuring that every project, every policy, and every promise is tied to real, measurable results. This approach is focused on achieving results while prioritizing people, a method that I have refined for more than 15 years of managerial experience within the private sector. Under this approach, we will move from concept ideas to impact projects, connecting our aspirations to tangible improvements in daily lives. Unfortunately, transformational change has eluded St. Patrick's West in recent years. The current government and our parliamentary representative have failed to deliver the leadership, strategic vision, and effective management necessary to move our constituency forward. Too often, we have seen projects stalled, resources mismanaged, and opportunities missed because there are no clear roadmap, no measurable outcomes, and no accountability. Let us take a moment to review the status of our constituency. Many of our farm roads require urgent attention due to the deteriorating condition. Byroads such as the Prospect Davie to Mount Rodney route are in need of substantial repairs and ongoing maintenance. Projects like the Mali Bypass and Bakawi Road in Shantimel have stalled, and bridges including the Montridge Bridge and Chapel Bridge have been neglected. The Breakwater project has seen no progress in nearly 4 years. Community resources also demand improvement. Basketball court in Soters and Montridge are currently unusable due to disrepair. Cultural events previously supported by the government, including the Camahorn Folk Festival, are no longer held in St. Patrick. The people of the Fore community and surrounding areas would like back the community center. That has been under strict security for several months as it is being used for storage by the government and not used by the people of the community. Several farmers have reported that they still do not have access
to their lands following Hurricane Beryl. Additional support for fertilizer equipment, planting material, and protection against perennial larceny is needed. Essential infrastructure such as water tanks and equipment for even farmers in Isle Arun is lacking. At the Sotez Fish Market, there are no external lights or camera system to ensure security for our fishing vessels. No cold storage facilities or industrial ice machines to serve both fishermen and the wider community. The bathroom and shelter areas at the Sotez bus terminus are missing sections of the roofing. The waiting area is used for sleeping due to homelessness, and security is always absent. The vegetable and meat markets face unsanitary conditions, with incidents of homeless individuals using the premises for sleep and bathing. The roof of the vegetable market remains damaged from Hurricane Beryl, and there is no waste management plan or security presence. There are currently no major capital projects or initiatives to foster employment opportunities in the northern region, while the cost of living continues to rise, exacerbated by high electricity rates, grocery prices, supply costs, and fluctuating fuel prices. In short, instead of progress, we have witnessed uncertainty and disappointment. The new National Party brings a different approach, one grounded in sound leadership, effective organization, and proactive management. We understand that truly level up St. Patrick's West, we must define clear key performance indicators and set milestones for every development project. We will track our progress, report transparently, and hold ourselves accountable each and every step of the way. Under NNP stewardship, we will not only dream, we will deliver. We will put in place a logical framework that links every activity to your long-term well-being. We will ensure that every initiative meets the preconditions for lasting progress. And we will continually assess our strategies with you, the people, at the center of every decision. In terms of our sectors, infrastructure, we will restore and upgrade our roads, bridges, and community facilities using KPIs to guarantee timely and high-quality completion. Community tourism, by partnering with local entrepreneurs, we will create sustainable tourism opportunities, training our youth and showcasing our culture to the world. Agriculture and fishing, we will empower our farmers and fishers with modern tools and resources, and of course, market access, tracking improvements in output and income through clear milestones. Primary health care, well, Sister Clarissa has given you an earful, but we will strengthen clinics and health outreach, making sure that every family receives the care they deserve, measured by community health outcomes. Educational skills and training, we will invest in our schools and launch practical skills program, preparing our young people for the jobs of tomorrow and monitoring progress with student success indicators. I know many of you are weary and frustrated by the setbacks of our past. Some of you may feel tempted to give up and remain passive, as Sister Amanda mentioned, believing that change is out of your reach. But let me remind you, the greatest progress we have enjoyed in St. Patrick's West was achieved when the new National Party led the vision with vigor. We have proof that when we unite, when we hold our leaders to high standards, and when we follow a clear path, our communities can flourish. It is essential to acknowledge significant infrastructure projects under the stewardship of the new National Party, such as the Chantimel Montreux Farm Road, the Greater St. Patrick Road project, the construction of a new technical wing right here at MacDonald College, the rebuilding of the St. Patrick's REC School, the refurbishment of the St. Patrick's Anglican School, phase 1 of the Breakwater Project, and the Center Bridge at Montreach. Additional initiatives include the development of a bus terminus, vegetable and meat market at Soteres, the provision of lockers for our fisher folk, both at Soteres and Davy, collaboration with the GFA to install first-class lighting and bleachers at 4, not those we see in other places that struggling to light up. Lighting enhancements for the Shantymill and Montreach playing fields. Furthermore, youth training programs, the Livera Hotel project, tax incentives aimed at reducing the cost of living and electricity has been implemented. The commitment remains to further develop and advance these efforts should you return the new National Party to government, ensuring continued progress for St. Patrick West. Do not lose hope, and do not, I beg you, do not let disappointment define our future. Together, we are the architects of our destiny, not those who perpetuate bias, discrimination, nepotism, and seek to set us against each other, while they profit from the nation's treasury and backdoor deals. All of a sudden, bathroom and toilet, housing projects, even if your home was not damaged by burial, lap and cut in St. Patrick West. $15 million allocated for St. Patrick. We cannot find 15 houses in St. Patrick West. But all of a sudden, what has changed? The bell is ready to ring, and St. Patrick's West is not for sale. It is time to move beyond the limitations of yesterday and step boldly into the opportunities of tomorrow. St. Patrick's West, the world is watching, and St. Patrick's West can and will be a global competitor. Let us set ambitious goals. Let us measure our achievements and celebrate every milestone. Let us empower our people, unlock our resources, and finally, put the job on our payroll. The path ahead is clear. The tools for change are in our hands. What we need now is unity, courage, and commitment. I ask you to join me and the new National Party as we build a Grenada for every Grenadian, a hope of pride and progress. My friends, the time for waiting is over. The time for action is now. It is essential to move beyond vague declarations and superficial commitments towards concrete, actionable measures that enable the public to monitor progress and hold ministers accountable for fulfilling their pledges. Many often ask me, why should they support me? And my answer is always the same. Because I understand to be your representative means walking along and caring for those in my charge and in the interests of St. Patrick's West, not to rule over you like any lord. Because I want to see my parish and constituency flourish, and I am willing to walk along with each and every resident to make that a reality. Establishing a robust implementation framework that will foster sustained motivation as we work to advance Grenada and achieve meaningful transformation and improvement. A deliberate shift in approach is required. Not reactive ad hoc responses must be replaced by consistent and strategic action. Now is the time to deliberately elevate St. Patrick's West to the next level. Let us rally behind a shared vision. Let us hold ourselves and our leaders accountable. And let us make history together. United, we will put the job on our payroll and show the world what St. Patrick's West can truly achieve. And as I conclude, I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of you, to stand with me, and with your voice, with your applause, let us echo a resounding message to the rest of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and those in the diaspora, that St. Patrick West is in the hands of the new National Party, and we are prepared to move forward together and deliver this seat to the new National Party. Forward NNP, forward St. Patrick's West. Together we will achieve, we will do it. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the meeting. Have a good evening.
Call them, wake them, tell them, we vote in NNP again. Call them, wake them.
You hear it? You didn't hear it? Not just promises, words with meaning. Someone who understands that what the people need is not just talk, but action. With an understanding that leadership is not about excuses, but about being there, standing hand in hand with the people, and making decisions that matters. That's what we heard. Thank you, Brother Glenn. Stand with him, he asked. St. Patrick's West, he said, stand with me, and together. And we will do it for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. With passion in her soul. With a deep desire to listen and to offer hope. Our next speaker understands that leadership doesn't stop with selfies and good speeches. But leadership is walking hand in hand with the people and sometimes taking tough and unpopular decisions. She's ready with over 20 years experience in the political arena. My friends, let us not just make noise, but let us give the support through our involvement with the work that needs to be done. As I ask you to welcome our political leader and the next Prime Minister for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
NNP are voting for. Tell me who you're voting for. NNP.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mr. General Secretary and Chairman of this evening's proceedings. I recognize the distinguished members of the head table here tonight, my sister and colleague for many years, stalwart, outstanding parliamentary representative for the constituency of St. Mark. I recognize Sister Clarice Modescowin. I also recognize another sister, Sister Amanda Japal, the caretaker for St. Andrew Southwest. Brother BJ, Brother Butchran John, the caretaker for St. Patrick East. And of course, the new caretaker for St. Patrick West, Brother Jelani Glean. Brothers and sisters, I also want to recognize in the audience former parliamentary representative and MP for the Tongue of St. George, Sister Brenda Hood, who has served so well, especially in the area of tourism. Other executive members of the new National Party, you, the loyal, committed supporters of the new National Party, God bless you for your commitment and your service to this party. Without you, there's no NNP. And I want to recognize tonight all of our viewers online, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and of course, all of the viewers in the diaspora. I say to you, good night and welcome to St. Patrick West. Brothers and sisters, tonight I want to specially recognize Brother Jelani and his hard-working team. One of the things I know for sure is that they are out and about in the communities of this constituency, and I want to commend them for their hard work. I had the opportunity on 1 or 2 occasions to go out with the team, and I really want to say tonight, we appreciate you. We appreciate your service and your commitment out as you burn in the sun, but you do it for the good cause, for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I recognize tonight Brother Bello, as we often say, Brother Victor. He's not here with us tonight, but I need to recognize him as the former caretaker who has since handed over to Brother Jelani. But tonight I want to say, I wish to commend him for the effort and the sacrifice and the work that he is putting in. And I feel confident that if he continues on the path that he has started with the team in St. Patrick, Brother Jelani is going to make a wonderful representative for the people of St. Patrick West. And I believe, without doubt, that this seat is coming back to the house of the new National Party. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to also say on your behalf, on behalf of the new National Party, our heart goes out to the people of Jamaica. Sometimes I'm afraid to scroll because it can be a bit depressing, and it brings back unpleasant memories. But I believe, brothers and sisters, under the leadership of Prime Minister Holness, Jamaica will rise again, just as we rose after Hurricane Ivan here in Grenada. And I said to him, guess what? I believe that you are going to build back better, as we did under the new National Party's leadership in 2024, the passage of Hurricane Ivan. Brothers and sisters, tonight the question is, why do we come? 2004, I said 24. 2004, obviously. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, the question is, why do we come night after night raising the issues, speaking about the issues? It is not because we just want to talk. But I say to you tonight, we understand our responsibility. When the people of this country elected some of us as parliamentary representatives, we understood that we did not form the government, but we understood clearly that we represent thousands of people throughout the length and breadth of this country. So, brothers and sisters, we do not take our role lightly. We take our role seriously. And that is why tonight, as I did this morning in the press conference, I want to highlight our concerns as parliamentary representatives in the parliament of this country. Because you see, we don't just talk. Our role as outlined in the Constitution is not just to represent the people. It is also to hold our government accountable and to ensure that there is good governance in this country. And so as long as we hold the positions that we hold, do not expect us to shut up. Do not expect us to roll over and fall asleep. Because as I always say, if we do that, we would be abdicating our responsibility to the people of this country. So those who want to talk, talk. Those who want to shut us up, try. But we understand our duty. We understand our rights. And we are going to stand up for the people of this country. Brothers and sisters, in the parliament of this country, sometimes the government side behave as there is no opposition. Sometimes they behave as if they have 15 seats in parliament. Sometimes they act like we are second-class citizens in the parliament. But I say to them, do not attempt to shut us up, because we're going to get louder. Do not attempt to stifle our voices, because we are going to speak up more. And so I want to joggle your memory a little bit, because I'm sure you remember the first sitting of the House, the official opening of Parliament after the last general election. Do you remember this? The official booklet was printed and circulated, and nowhere could you have found the names of the representative from the New National Party. Nowhere. They totally left us out. And in that booklet, there were names of people who were not even members of Parliament. That was the first signal of how they intended to treat us as members of the opposition. But we don't surrender. We don't give up. That is why, brothers and sisters, we said to the government side, you cannot just decide on your own when you have in Parliament and when you're not having Parliament. Because Parliament is not a house of NDC. Parliament is a house of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And we must be respected. So the government side created a schedule for Parliament sitting once per month. But I issue a warning tonight, brothers and sisters, to this administration. The Parliament is not a ministry of the government. The Parliament is not a department in the Prime Minister's ministry. And so you cannot just be deciding when Parliament meets based on your personal travel schedule. So because the Prime Minister is in Ghana and Nigeria, there could be no Parliament sitting. The Parliament has to wait for him to come back so that your business can be dealt with. But that is not just all. Brothers and sisters, the schedule that I spoke about was changed over and over again. No consultation with the opposition. As a matter of fact, only on Tuesday, you saw it yourself. The government, right among themselves, decided that the next sitting of Parliament was going to be next Tuesday. And we are sitting right there in the room, less than a stone throw away. And they decide on the date without even engaging us. That is democracy of a different kind and a different color. But I say to you tonight, we have cooperated as we've done for the last 3 years. But we are going to call it out. And we are going to stand up, brothers and sisters, because this cannot be accepted in this country. We cannot go back to a time in this country when the Constitution was suspended. We will not sit and accept that. And you know what I believe? With all the signals that we are getting, I believe the next thing you're going to see is the suspension of the Constitution in this country. But Grenadians are wiser. Grenadians are wiser now Grenadians are stronger now, and this will not happen in the Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, our institutions are managed and controlled, it appears, from the office of the Prime Minister. So imagine the Speaker of the House. You heard him yourself when he announced that the committees of Parliament must be formed at the first sitting of Parliament. The Prime Minister raises a question and the Speaker decides that we are not going to form the committees in that sitting, when the rules of the Parliament are clear, that at the first sitting, the committees must be formed. Brothers and sisters, I'm taking my time to explain this situation to you. Because you see, if we allow this to continue without pointing it out, if we allow this to continue like if it is normal, we are going to lose an opportunity to protect democracy in this country. And I don't want to be a part of this. Brothers and sisters, you know, sometimes it baffles me. It baffles me. Because what is happening in the Parliament is not just about the Parliament. It is a clear sign of governance that is disoriented, dysfunctional, and governance that we cannot accept in this country. So I saw on Facebook this afternoon, and I trust that this is not true. I saw on Facebook this afternoon that the clerk of Parliament will be punished for what happened on Tuesday, and that the clerk of Parliament would be moved. Brothers and sisters, I say to you, somebody needs a lesson in leadership, because there is something that is called accountability, and we know that accountability starts at the highest level. And the Prime Minister of this country, the government of this country, must take responsibility for what is happening in this country. You cannot fry the small fish and get away scotch-free. It is unacceptable. So we wait to see what will happen to Mr. Augustine Andrew. Brothers and sisters, very, very sad. Very sad. Brothers and sisters, when we look at what is happening to our institutions, not just the Parliament, and that is why we have to be overly concerned. Brothers and sisters, when the Public Service Commission can call in a public servant and ask that public servant to retire immediately because the Prime Minister has lost confidence in them, I ask tonight, where is our Constitution? Where is the permanent secretary in that ministry? Where are the reports on that officer that the Public Service Commission should have in front of them to deal with the matter? Brothers and sisters, I ask you, what is happening in our country? Are you observing what is happening? Can you see, brothers and sisters, institutions are unraveling before our very eyes? But not just the Public Service Commission. Brothers and sisters, when a former cabinet member of the NDC administration, the public relations officer of the NDC, can publicly announce without reservations that he has access to documents from the Integrity Commission, well, you know things bung away in Grenada. Something has to be wrong. Something is wrong in this country. Where is the protection of our institutions? Since when the Speaker of the House takes instructions from the Prime Minister? Since when the Chairman of the Public Service Commission makes a ruling based on instructions from the Prime Minister? And since when ministers of government and members of the NDC have access to the documents in the Integrity Commission? Sister Clarice, I say to you, they probably have access to all your bank account information, because when a former member of the cabinet can announce that he has access to the files, then I ask myself, how possible in a democracy can that happen? And that is why I say to you, keep your eyes open and pray for this country, because we are going down a slippery slope and we are going down very fast, and some people refuse to speak. But we will speak for those whose mouths are glued tonight. Brothers and sisters, the poor governance, brothers and sisters, blatant disregard for stakeholders in this country is another indication of what is happening in this country. I say to you tonight, when the NNP had 15 seats in Parliament, guess what we did? 15 seats in Parliament. And I remember when the Prime Minister of Barbados won all seats in Parliament, she reached out to the Prime Minister at that time, Dr. Mitchell, to ask Dr. Mitchell, how did you navigate having 15 seats in Parliament? Brothers and sisters, you know what? We engaged the social partners, and we had them as an oversight of the governance of this country. So that is why we had no problem to engage the opposition at the time. Ask Brother Nazim Buck, ask former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas, the NNP administration, after the passage of Hurricane Ivan in 2004, reached out to the opposition at the time and invited them to dialogue with the government on the solution to the recovery of this country. But it was not just about Hurricane Ivan. Brothers and sisters, when we were developing the plan, the vision for the future of this country, guess what? We invited the opposition to sit at the table and to have a voice, because you know what we understand? Today you're up, tomorrow you're down. No government stays in office forever. And so we understood that. But not just that, we understood also that not every Grenadian is a supporter of the NNP. We understood that. We never attempted to create a one-party state. But that seems to be the vision and the mission of the current Prime Minister. Create a one-party state, NDC only. But I guarantee him tonight, at the next general elections, the people of this country are going to speak against the injustice. They're going to speak against the actions of this government that is destroying this beautiful country of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So I asked the government, where were the social partners? Where were the stakeholders when you came up with the idea to sign the Samoa Agreement? An agreement that most persons with their right mind would understand would seriously undermine the moral values and the very fabric of our society with some of the content of this agreement. Why were they not engaged? But I'm not surprised, because I believe the Prime Minister said he never read the document. He don't know what was in the document. And you see, that brings me back to the point of accountability. When you lead, you are accountable to the people of this country. You cannot say you don't know. You cannot say you don't have an idea. As a matter of fact, if you're out of the country as much as you're in, it's going to be difficult to know. It's going to be difficult to find the time to read documents. Brothers and sisters, where were the stakeholders when the government decided that they were going to give power to 12-year-olds to make decisions, to do surgeries, to change their sex, even to have an abortion without the involvement of their parents and the knowledge of their parents? Where are the stakeholders? You see, I understand the government has lost their way. But guess what? There are sufficient people in this country who are level-headed enough to provide guidance if the Prime Minister and the government will only ask. So that is why I said before, don't bully us to shut up and then bully us to talk about the request that you got for military assets to be based here. Don't bully us to shut up and then bully us to talk. Because I say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, respect. Respect must be given where respect is due. So you cannot have a request since August of this year. Seal your mouths, say nothing, and then you say the opposition must say something. Say something about what? That is the kind of governance that we have in this country. The lack of leadership, the lack of understanding of what is required to seriously lead a country. But I say to this country, I say to those who lead, our people are watching. Our people are waiting. You know what some lady said to me last night? They said to me, Miss Pierre, NNP would have never done that. And I asked them, what is it that NNP would have never done? And they said to me, Miss Pierre, all over Grenada, NNP built bathroom and toilet. All over Grenada, NNP distributed bathroom and toilet. They say, I've never seen a ceremony to distribute bathroom and toilet to embarrass people in front of a camera. And they say every day they're sending people to take picture. Oh gosh, man, have a little respect for people's dignity. Have a little respect for people's pride. But that is the level of governance that we have in this country. I say to you tonight, brothers and sisters, the problem is not just the parliament. So poor Mr. Andrew Augustine, the problem is not him. The problem is the head, because a fish rottens from the head. So the parliament needs independence, but if you attempt to control it from the cabinet room, we're going to end up with the problems that we have. So I got an invitation to attend a meeting of a committee related to the parliament. And I was told the meeting is in the cabinet office. And I asked, where? I say no more. I say no more. So tonight, brothers and sisters, I say to you, we are in a crisis situation. And the longer we take to accept it, is the worse the situation would get. Because I tell you this, some people don't care until the thing affects them directly. So I know of someone who was defending this government on the subject of health care. The government said, we only need 5 years. Just 5 years. Give us 5 years. And we're going to transform health care. They made health care worse. And this is not my words. The words of the Minister for Health, that health care is no better under the current administration. But you know what? While this is happening, poor governance, poor management, poor leadership, we are wasting millions of dollars that could be invested in the same area of health care. Brothers and sisters, people are being victimized left, right, and center. The problem is not the parliament. There's a deeper problem in this country. Hundreds of people are losing their jobs. Brothers and sisters, hundreds of people are affected. Think about the 10 women who were brave enough to take the government to court. And they found justice. Because you know, too many people are just quietly taking their death as a sheep. Brothers and sisters, you know what? Members of the government knocked the table when this concern was raised by members of the opposition. The number of people, the hundreds of people that lost their jobs. They gave a table knock. And you know what they said? Election have consequences. Well, I ask, where is your heart for people that you could celebrate and give applause to people losing their jobs in this country? Brothers and sisters, I ask you, are you looking at what is happening in this country? Or are you prepared to close your eyes to the unraveling of institutions, of programs, and the decay when it comes to leadership in this country? So I close tonight, brothers and sisters, by saying to you, we want to see this administration place emphasis where emphasis is needed. We want to see this administration focus on health care in the way that it matters, in the areas that would make a difference in the lives of our people. We want this government to focus on reducing the cost of living. That is why they were elected, to make a difference in the lives of people. Guess what? Under the NNP administration, when the cost of electricity was going up because of the international market and what was happening with the rise in the cost of fuel, the NNP administration took a decision to reduce the cost of electricity by cutting the non-fuel charges by 25%. Guess what happened? I wouldn't even clap for that right now, because it's a sad story. It is something that you should literally be crying about. Because the NDC came into office, and rather than increasing that from 25%, they removed the entire 25%. And like that was not painful enough, guess what they did? On top of that, and probably I should tell you this, the Prime Minister attempted to justify why they took off the support to Grenadians, and not just you, businesses were benefiting. The Prime Minister of this country justified the actions by saying that stakeholders are affected. So I ask tonight, do you know who the stakeholders are? The stakeholders in the majority are the people of Grenada. So if you are acting in the interest of the people of Grenada, you probably would increase it from 25 to maybe 30. Because the majority of shareholders are the people of this country. But like that wasn't enough. That blow was not enough. The government decided on top of that, they're going to increase the cost of electricity again. And that is why tonight I say to you, it is not very difficult to identify a government that doesn't care. Because if you are going to increase the cost of electricity after you would have removed the 25% reduction, something has to be wrong. And so tonight I close by saying to you, there is hope. There is hope. There is hope first and foremost because God is still alive. First and foremost. And I believe that where there is a will, there must be a way. But I also believe that after every dark night, there must come a morning. And that is why I'm hopeful. But I'm also hopeful, brothers and sisters, because I believe in the new National Party. And I believe that right now, the new National Party has a team that is even stronger and better prepared to serve the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. A team that I say is well balanced. A perfect blend of young, talented, competent young people. And a team that has a balance of competent, experienced people that can come together and lead this country again. So I say to you tonight, don't give up hope. Trust God. And I say to you, the new National Party will never abandon you. We will stand with you in good times. We will stand with you in bad times. And that is why I'm so honored to lead this party at this time, together with the team, because we are prepared to take the tough measures to address the real issues that affect you, the people of this country. So when we get back into office, top priority, our economic situation, reducing the cost of living, providing support for people to cope, providing support for children and elderly, addressing our healthcare crisis, addressing our infrastructure crisis, addressing our security crisis. I say to you, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Let us join together. Let us work together with a team that cares, a team that is ready to lead, a team that cares about the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. God bless you. God bless NNP. God bless St. Patrick West.
You're crazy.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so good. Yes, every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You know I love your voice, for you have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You are close like no other. You know I've known you as a father. You know I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good and so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Ooh, yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after, it's running. Come and we sing it again. Your goodness is running, oh na 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 after me, running me down. Your goodness is running, goodness is running.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for those who are listening. I wish, and we wish, that you would get back to your respective places safely. Take care. Our next meeting is in St. John's next Wednesday. St. John's. I'm not sure of the exact spot, but I know it might be somewhere in Guave, I believe. So, see you there, those who can make it, and of course, the people of St. John's will know that we are coming. Safe journey back home.